What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Jari. So I was just essentially on the way home, right? And I ended up thinking about the fact that there's of course gonna be a lot that y'all have to kind of learn about me. And for people who started watching the channel, y'all see I got dance videos up all the way back to like middle school, right? But this channel is going to be a few different things, right? Y'all gonna see my creative side basically. This channel is basically just gonna be me showcasing me and my creativity, from vlogging, talking to y'all, well, also mindset, not just creativity, but I feel like creativity is a big part of mindset, especially understanding whose I am as far as being one of God's children, right? So I say that in the sense of like, the dancing, the vlogs, the gaming, because right now I'm just playing Call of Duty Mobile, because that's really the only game I really got. I got Brawlhalla as well too. I might upload a gameplay of that as well. We'll see. But really what I wanted to talk about, what even got me into the mode of even doing any of these videos and getting back into it outside of any external motivators, like shout out to, like my mentors, and I actually just came from a meeting with them actually. We call it inventory night, where we do it once a month, where my mentors and my business partners, we come together. We, kind of go over some strategies as far as like how we're going to be, serving new people, putting orders in, far as for the next month, just strategizing, making sure that everything is good, And so one thing that I thought about on the way home from that was, let me come and talk to my folks, talk to my peeps, just about how to move in your confidence, because I'm gonna be real, right? Me talking to this camera right now, I'm super comfortable. And what's so crazy is I'm more so new to YouTube, you know what I'm saying? But I'm mad comfortable in front of the camera. Why? Because I've recorded a ton of videos just on some like, yeah, I'm gonna upload this later, blah, 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 blah. Plus just, being around people who, encouraged me to do public speaking, whether it was me doing poems or whether it was me, doing a speech ever since I was little, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I've been a very confident dude most of my life, man. And I think a lot of it, obviously, from God. That's number one. But number two, bro, I think it's just, I more so look to apply that confidence in everything I do, so that's one thing y'all gonna learn about me. But I also wanted to talk about it from a standpoint of how I can actually, give some game to others, because I know technically right now I'm just talking to myself, like I'm on this camera, y'all watch this and be like, dang, like some people might really see this and be like, dang, bro, you really do seem like a very confident person. Yeah, because a lot of that had to be, I ain't even gonna say worked on. I'm gonna just say I just had to really move in the manner that I know I already just naturally had. Cause I'm gonna be real, man. I'm gonna be real, right? Okay, so little story time, right? I was just down home Friday to go see my dad, my grandma, and my little brothers, right? Because I didn't go see them on Christmas. Today is the 29th, December 29th, 2024, year of our Lord, right? So I went down home and I'm talking to my dad because, I went to go see him, spent probably like a good 2 hours with him, probably. Just us talking and, chatting and whatnot. And it's funny because outside of all of the things that I know my dad has done from a bad standpoint, I just put it like that, because he's told me about some things that he has done or how he would have went about doing certain things before he got to the age he is now. And, let's just say outside of being the Rolling Stone aspect, Daddy was, kind of just a little bit of a gangster, but that's besides the point, right? Now, some people who know him probably would say otherwise, but I mean, just from a generalization standpoint, we just gonna say that, right? Uh, but I mean, I definitely see that I have some of his confidence, and especially when it comes to creativity, because it definitely showcases in my artwork. It definitely showcases even like when I'm gaming. Y'all see in my videos when I'm gaming, I'm talking, but like of course, I'm working on the audio. I gotta fix the audio and stuff in my gaming videos, but like y'all gonna see, I'm very comfortable talking in front of the camera, but it also relays in even other things. Like, now granted, I have my moments where I might kind of have a brain fart or whatever, but for the most part, I'm very comfortable when it comes to talking to people, when it comes to talking in front of a camera. And that even relates to sales, for instance. Like, I have a sales job, working for a pest prevention company. Last month I was number 2 in the region. Now, granted, it's a little slow right now because it's the colder months as well as it's the holidays. But at the same time, I look at stuff like that as like it's a small win for me because of the fact that I have, a confidence that really, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'll be vulnerable with y'all. I'm actually rebuilding my confidence, actually. And I know you probably can't even tell while I'm sitting here talking on this camera, but like I'm really actually rebuilding it. And how I'm doing that is by taking action. And one of the biggest things I've learned from my mentors, I mentioned this in my last gaming video, outside of my job, I was introduced to some very successful people here in the Raleigh-Durham area, man. They've actually been coaching and mentoring me really the last 6 years, but I will say, just in all vulnerability, just being young and dumb, I did take a lot of time away from being mentored and coached because I just wanted to try to figure out how to do things myself. And I wasn't really listening to anyone. I wasn't really, I wasn't allowing people to really come into my life and help me as much as possible, so granted, y'all see the apartment and everything, probably like, oh, you're doing pretty good, which I'm not saying that I'm not, because I do personally feel like I'm doing better than I even think. However, I will say that, there is that aspect of me because I'm ambitious and competitive that I'm like, man, I could be so much further. My phone ran out of storage, y'all, my bad. But yeah, like I was saying, I have that aspect of me. I'm like, dang, man, I could be so much further. So that's where that aspect of me rebuilding my confidence comes from, But I will say, man, just how I've even built up so much confidence in the first place. And I'm gonna even be real with y'all, because I'm a very blunt person. I'm normally very like open and vulnerable. So I'm gonna just be real. That confidence definitely comes out in multiple areas, especially when it comes to, like I said, the dancing, the art, the vlogging like I'm doing now, but then also even, life stuff like talking to women, for instance. I normally don't have an issue in that department, and granted, it also does involve knowing what you look like, and that's not just a physical thing. That's not just aesthetic. Now, granted, yeah, I do take pretty decent care of myself. At least much better now. I would definitely say that much better now. Even with, what I look like as far as weight-wise, I dropped like 20 pounds plus this year, on top of just keeping myself groomed. I have my moments where I look more like Unc them, but right now we're looking pretty decent right now, how I dress, things of that nature, you know what I'm saying? Right now, I haven't brushed my hair today, but normally we waved up a little bit, Now, granted, like I'm not trying to act like I'm a player or nothing like that, even though I could be if I wanted to. I'm just be real with y'all, I will say this though, I am in a relationship, we've been together now 10 months and it's, we have our moments, up and down, but at the same time, it's like, that's my baby, so I'm not sitting here talking like I'm out here just dating multiple chicks and all this other kind of craziness. If anything now, I'm more so looking to utilize any females that's around me for the, Army Swiss knife that they are in terms of their capabilities and networking and things of that nature. I would much rather be networking with women from a standpoint of how can we utilize each other, networking, business, opportunities, connections, well, that networking and connection, same thing really, but yeah, it's just how I even built up that confidence is just taking action. Like I was saying earlier, my mentors, it's been one of the biggest things I've learned from them is you cure fear by taking action. And so that's with everything. Like I said earlier, I have a sales job. Like I was saying earlier, as far as my sales business, on top of, you know, just even when it comes to women, when it comes to, you know, gaming, dancing. Like, I have so much confidence dancing wise, for instance, because I've been doing it for so long. That's literally just me taking action every single day when it comes to the tuts and all that kind of stuff like that, the waving, you know, even like I'm not a crumper, but I have the confidence to know if I really wanted to learn crumping, breaking, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely not a locker. I can pop. I can pop, but like locking, I don't necessarily know how to do it per se. I got a few moves I can probably do with locking, but I know I have the confidence that I can learn. So that's just one of the biggest things really I wanted to talk to y'all about, man, because I feel like a lot of people, especially going into 2025, what's really going to unlock a lot of people is just understanding that you got to know that you have the confidence because you put in the work. And a lot of times, you know, I think nervousness really comes from not being prepared or just not having as much experience as you thought, or just maybe how big your self-image is. Because whether it's your business, whether it's your even when it comes to just simple life stuff, like I said earlier, as far as talking to women, whatever the case may be, or talking to men if you're a woman, or whatever you prefer, that's on you. As far as all of that, a lot of that is going to come from just, you know, what is your level of self-image? Because especially business-wise, your business is never going to outgrow your self-image. So if your self-image is small, that's how everything else is going to be in your life. And I'm learning that even more now. Like, man, my confidence is definitely has risen as we go into the later parts of 2024, going into 2025. And I can definitely say, man, I'm excited to see what's coming in 2025, especially now that I'm back active on here. Like, bro, I'm telling y'all, man, even I get excited just seeing that I got shorts, you know, YouTube shorts that are hitting 400 views, or seeing Instagram videos that hit 1,000 views, or, you know, my actual uploads that I do here on YouTube where it's getting, I think the last gaming video, not the last one, but the first gaming video I put up, it hit 100 views since yesterday. I'm like, yo, that's fire. I don't even care if it's the same people just rewatching it over and over again. That's exciting to me, because I'm like, dude, we got to celebrate the small wins, also adds to your confidence, man. And, you know, and I might kind of be talking in circles a little bit, but I mean, when you really think about it, repetition is key anyway in everything we do, and especially when it comes to building confidence, man. And that's why y'all see me so confident on camera, and y'all barely know me. Y'all probably be thinking like I'd probably be one of those people, not probably me, but just in general when it comes to being new to the whole YouTube space and everything, probably people would normally be like, you know, like, yeah, man, this is my first video, you know, I don't really know what to say, or they be like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man, I'm kind of nervous, even though I know I'm just talking to myself. I think that's one of the biggest things as to why I'm even so confident in front of this camera, bro, because I talk to myself all the time. Now, granted, a lot of that is also me talking to God, you know, because I do make sure to pray and stuff as well, too. But that's just, come on, you know, like, and, you know, so yeah, man, that's just like a lot of what I'm learning right now. And, you know, me being 25 right now, living downtown Raleigh, you know, just kind of navigating life, because I've only really been out on my own really the last 2 years, man. So, you know, that's another thing, is just understanding that, you know, I'm having to now really navigate life, not necessarily on my own, because I'm not on my own. I still have a great support system around me, but just understanding what everybody's position in my life has to be in order for me to have what I would call, you know, my board of directors, essentially. Because, for instance, like, you know, my mom, I would definitely come to her in the sense of like maybe asking her point of view on, you know, maybe, you know, just things I know she's good at. or like with my, let me think. I'm trying to break it down into sections, for instance. Like, for instance, you know, if life, well, perfect example, right? Because I know I grew up in a single parent household, you know, understanding that that's something that's hard to traverse, you know, that would be something that I could definitely go to my mom and ask, like, hey, like, for instance, if I have a business partner that I'm going to be starting soon and they are a single parent, and I can ask my mom, like, hey, you know, as a person who used to be a single mom, because she's married now, you know, she don't have any kids by him, but you know they are married. You know, I would ask her, I'd be like, hey, you know, if somebody came to you, you know, with a business opportunity or something like that, you know, or not even business opportunity. Let's just say like you as a person who was a single mom, what were some of the challenges that you had to face in order to, you know, even do something as simple as going to work every single day? You know, what were some of the things that you had to overcome in order to do X, Y, Z? Because I've had conversations similar to that with my mom, and even just acknowledging the fact that she was so young that she barely got to enjoy adulthood whatsoever, just due to the fact that she went from childhood to parenthood. You know, so I've had those kind of conversations with my mom. So that would be one way she would be a board of director in my life. Or even like, for instance, like with my mentors, for instance, in both in business and life, you know, in the sense of I'm asking questions like the ones who've been married 15, 20 plus years, you know, I could ask them like, hey, how do you go about, you know, as a man of God, how do you go about leading a household? How did you go about, you know, being the boyfriend first, which led into being the husband later down the line? You know, but there's some tidbits I've learned from them, like, hey, you know, especially if you're in a position to where maybe your parents or your girl or whoever's around you may not necessarily believe in or even necessarily value what you're trying to build because you're not at that successful point yet. You know, just understanding like, hey, just go build it. The answer is always go build it, and then later on they will respect it. You know, and also just focusing, you know, and this stuff I learned from them, by the way. You know, it was like, hey, focusing on loving on them, respecting what they value, and just making sure to be the best you possible, because that all adds into the value that you're adding on to them. Because at some point, you know, for instance, like with, I've seen this somewhere, and this is the best way I can explain it, because this ain't necessarily something that they have said verbatim, but, you know, I'm gonna actually say something they said verbatim after that. But, you know, essentially loving them into submission. Like, for instance, as a man, I understand that when I do get married, you know, I have the confidence to know that I am capable and willing to lead a home and to be a man of God and to be submitted unto God first before I even worry about my woman being submitted to me. Because I can only worry about her being submitted to me when we're married. If we're just dating, I don't need to be worried about her being submitted to me. I need to be worried about loving on her and ensuring that we're respecting each other. And I can still lead in a way, but just more so from an aspect of being like, hey, you know, hey, let's go out and do this. Let me take charge at setting up dates. Let me schedule this. Let me, you know, I'm over at your crib. I know your love language is active service. Let me take out the trash. Let me take the dog out. You know what I'm saying? Just little things and ways I can serve and love on her. You know, it doesn't have to be so, oh, I'm the boss, I'm this, I'm that, or either one of us trying to take control, you know. And you know, how I even see that to kind of encapsulate it all into just one message that I heard literally last night. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Devon Wilkins, Devon and Renee Wilkins. I'm not on their team, but we are all on the same team as far as, you know, we all own businesses and are partnered with the Amway Corporation, for instance. And so for me, the biggest overall theme is, as he said last night, give more, or serve more, give more, love more. And that is with everything. And that is also ties into confidence as well too, because the more you give, the more you serve, the more you love, the more your confidence is built within yourself, because your self-image is really where your confidence lies. And a lot of times your confidence is low because you don't trust yourself, which equals your self-image is low because maybe you said a lot of goals that you wanted to hit and you felt like you was lying to yourself because you were the only person who has heard every lie you ever told. So even with that being said, I can just straight up admit I've set a lot of goals that I said I was gonna hit, didn't hit a lot of them, and so that definitely damaged a lot of my self-image. But at the same time, y'all can see I'm still a very confident person. You know, of course, I'm working back up in a lot of things, but these are the things that and I hope that there was some continuity within everything I was saying and y'all were able to follow along, and I hope I wasn't talking too fast. However, these all tie into, how to move in your confidence, how to move in the confidence that God bestowed in you from the very beginning, because okay. But my bad, y'all. But yeah, just moving in the confidence that God has already bestowed in you, man, because ultimately, I mean, obviously, another ways to really build confidence. Number one, always should be praying and talking to God and moving in the way that He wants you to move that pleases Him and serve others. That's been my motto pretty much this entire year, but more so around between August to October. Please God, serve others, especially not just from my mentors, but also even people I watch online like Myron Golden. These are just a lot of ways that I worked on my confidence and things of that nature as of late. But of course, confidence has been a thing in me, instilled in me since I was born pretty much, especially seeing, the talents that I've just naturally been able to learn, from watching or just from having it instilled in me or in my genetics from birth. Because, like my dad has always been able to dance and draw and things of that nature. And as far as women, that apparently has not been an issue of his. It's just the keeping them part, but I even see it in my little brothers, man. It's funny. I was just a small little story time as well. I was down there on Friday and my little brother, his mom was asking me, she was like, "Oh, ain't you still with the girl? Like y'all been together like 3, 4, 5 years or something like that, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, you talking about somebody that..." Yeah, phone filled up. Storage again. I'm gonna have to configure how I'm gonna figure this storage thing out, because I had to just spend like an hour and a half just deleting all the stuff. But anyway, I was saying that my little brother's mom was asking me about a girlfriend. I was like 2, 3 girlfriends ago, and then he responded to me saying what I said with, "Yeah, I told you we don't keep them," and it's just funny seeing like the just seeing like my dad's confidence on my little brother, just because granted he was being facetious, but at the same time I know he was dead serious. But then also it's just understanding whose you are, what you look like, and understanding that your confidence is what attracts people to you. And I know I have a very magnetic personality, and so it definitely makes sense as to why I attract a lot of the people that I have attracted over life. Because especially when it comes to the friends I have, or the people that are around me, etc. It's just like I have a lot of great people around me, and a lot of that definitely comes from the aspect of the confidence that people see on me. Some people want to rub shoulders and get some of that confidence on them. Especially when it comes to even some of my guy friends in the past, asking me like, "Bro, how do you talk to girls? How do you do X, Y, Z?" That'll be another video. I'm gonna actually do a video on that. And I know my girlfriend will probably see me make a video like that and roll her eyes. I'm not doing it with the sake of me trying to get nobody else, baby. I promise. It's just me, trying to give some advice to the men and and women out there, But yeah, man, that's a lot of what I wanted to say. I know some of it may not necessarily have the best continuity with me talking, but this is how y'all get the chance to get to know me and just hear me talk about stuff and just going on and on and on, as the young kids nowadays say, yapping, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, man, this is stuff that I would say decently knowledgeable about. So I just wanted to come and share it with y'all, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, subscribe. Definitely make sure to hit that bell so you can be notified anytime that I post, man. And honestly, bro, let's grow together, man. If y'all want to, post up in the comments and let people know what y'all got going on, video as well too, man. Do it, drop that, bro. I'm always willing to go subscribe to other people, follow you on the gram, or you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be, you know. So this is the year of partnership, 2025. That's what we going into 2025 with, mindset wise, and just overall, you know, thanking y'all. Most importantly, thanking God and just my support system around me for everything that is to come, everything that already has been done, and everything that's happening right now. So I love y'all. I hope y'all having a great holiday season so far. 2025, year of partnerships, baby. Let's get to it. Deuces.